All right, everybody, and good afternoon from an overcast Greenville, South Carolina, where we are set for this junior college matchup between the Greensboro Crusaders and the Upstate Huskies. Should be a fun one. Looks like we've got the coin toss out at the field already. If we can pan over there just a hair. Scoreboard's blocking who the captains are, and I still can't make out who they are. A little too far away right now, but we'll get those numbers to you as soon as we can. Huskies coming off a big win over the Charlotte Blue Storm last week. I believe the final score was, I don't quite remember what the final was. Do you? It was 48-32. I think it was a convincing win. The Huskies offense had a really, really good performance led by quarterback Brendan Taylor, the freshman out of Broome High School. His stat lines have varied from what I've seen, but he had around 250 yards passing with either 4 or 5 touchdowns, including one on the ground, if I recall correctly. It was a lot of fun. Had a third quarter that just went on and on and on. I think we might have broken the world record for longest quarter in football, and I mean that in all seriousness. It was a long third quarter. And looks like your captains for the Huskies are number 3, Brendan Taylor, number 32. That's my Quentin Turman. I'm seeing 13, Nigel Moore out there. Had a couple of picks in their last game. 58 jogging off the field. That is Jalen Thompson.
Yes, sir. That's my son.
Oh, Jalen Thompson. We got Daddy Thompson over here, I guess. Looks like the Huskies are going to be receiving the opening kickoff. Should be set for a fun matchup here. Huskies in gray uniform, gray jerseys, gray pants, and black helmets with black highlights. The Crusaders with an interesting uniform combination, to say the least. White helmets, yellow jerseys, green pants, and white highlights. I will definitely give them points for creativity on that one. And we are just a few moments removed from kickoff here. As you can see on the right of your screen, we have got, I don't think it's in sinkhole territory, but it does look like there's a small depression in the field, and it looks worse on camera than it does in real life. But there are definitely some puddles forming around the 10-yard line on the near side of the field, so it's going to be really fun to see how the players kind of adapt to that and maybe try to avoid or go into those puddles, because traction is going to be at an absolute premium if anyone ends up there.
But it's down the hill. Yeah.
All right, and you can see the Crusaders taking the field already. Huskies in the huddle, looking to break it here in a moment. On a humid afternoon in Piedmont, South Carolina. Live from, or not quite live, this is recorded. Hopefully we'll have it up tonight, or last time it took all the way until Monday evening because there were a couple of issues exporting the video file out of Premiere. So hopefully we won't run into these. Hopefully we won't run into those this time around. Get this up a little bit sooner. 2.3 thousand views on the last Huskies game. Pretty good, I've got to say. 2 returners back deep for the Huskies. It is number 1, Demaji Foster, and number 8, Azure Daniels. Both of them had pretty big games last week. Foster, in particular, was used almost constantly by this Huskies offense. He was a big contributor. And they're going to squib this kick out to around the 35-yard line. It's fielded by number 13. That's Nigel Moore, who is cutting it upfield, and he's going to make it out to, looks to be the 40-yard line. And thus begins what will probably be the biggest challenge of the day for us, figuring out exactly where everyone is on the field. Because last week, we didn't have numbers on the field either. That's usually not too big of a concern, but because of us looking at this vertically instead of horizontally without any numbers on the field, it's tricky to tell exactly where things are happening. But it looks like they're taking over at the 40-yard line. Brendan Taylor's going to lead this offense out from there. First down and 10 for the Huskies. Trips to the right. Taylor's going to roll that way. And now he's looking across the field. And this one is over the head of everyone involved. intended receiver was, we'll get a number on that in a second. Interesting play. It looked like the receiver had a chance for a second, and then the DB jumped the route, and then the receiver had to play DB and break it up. And after all that, I think they got tangled up enough that it just kind of fell out of harm's way. I believe the intended receiver was... Dang, I can't tell. It looks like that's Derek Gentry, number 5. Number 5, the intended receiver. All right, and now they're going to hand this one off to Cartledge. He had a big game last week, and he's going to continue right where he left off, heading down the sideline. It's a foot race. He might be gone. And he is into the end zone on the second play from scrimmage. Touchdown, Huskies. Upstate making quick work of the Greensboro defense on that opening series. A pass down the field to open things up. I think it got those DBs loosened up a bit. And then that was what allowed Cartledge to break it to the outside there and just really win a foot race down the sideline. Impressive all around for the Huskies. And that explains how he got that far. We do have a flag down on the field, so take the touchdown off the board. It's going to be 2nd down and 20 coming up for the Huskies. I don't know how we missed that. I guess either we were too excited, which is probably the case, or if we're looking at the more unlikely side of things, the flag camouflaged in with the Crusaders jerseys. Excuse me. I'm thinking of the arena team, the Greensboro Cobras. Or technically they're Carolina Cobras, but same difference. 2nd down and 20 for the Huskies. Demaji Foster coming into the backfield now. Cartledge looking to split out as a receiver. And I think they're about to go into split backs. Huskies having trouble getting lined up, and Cartledge is going to split out as a receiver. They're going to hand this one off to Foster, who makes a nice cut right on top of those puddles, and that'll be good for a gain of 5 or 6 yards. It'll set up 3rd down, and they're going to call it 3rd and 15. All right, and a lot of communication there, especially from the Crusaders defense. And now Taylor's going to roll to his left, looking to his right, and the ground is too slick. He tried to make a cut there, and he slipped. I think especially on the replay that'll show the weather conditions. Even though it's not raining now, it rained a ton last night. I mean, almost hurricane levels at some points, it felt like. Ground is clearly still wet, and Taylor not able to make the cut as he rolls out of the pocket. It's going to bring up 4th down, and we're right back to 4th and 20. He lost 5. So after a holding call wipes that touchdown off the board, the Huskies net negative 10 yards of offense on their opening possession. Not the way they plan to start this one out, I imagine. Brendan Taylor is in that empty set. He served as the punter in the last game, so he's just going to kick this one in. That one was almost blocked. He had to send it straight to the sideline just to make sure it got off his foot. And that punt might have netted 19 yards. The Crusaders are going to get this right at midfield. It'll be 1st down and 10 from, it looked like the 49 to me. All right, so we are back and ready for action. If we got a number 0 in at quarterback, that's awesome. Oh, and we got a lot of option back there, and the Huskies were definitely ready for it. I think it's going to stand as a loss. And yeah, they are moving it back. Can't quite see how far he got or didn't get, but there was a lot going on there. They motioned the guy across the formation, then I think they faked the pitch and then pitched it to someone else later on. 2nd and 15 coming up for the Crusaders, but it certainly looked cool. I'll give them that. We do not have a roster, unfortunately, so we will have to resort to numbers for the Crusaders. Okay, the Huskies defense keying in for short pass. They straight up set it. So, and yeah, that's what I thought. They checked to a run, and the Huskies was ready for that one too. Really nice defensive play there, breaking by that offensive line of the Crusaders, getting into the backfield and stopping their running back after a 1-yard gain. It's going to be 3rd down and 14 coming up, and now I have to wonder if them saying short pass is actually code for run. You do have to wonder about that, because, you know, if the defense is out there and they say short pass and the offense has time to react to it, they're probably going to check to the opposite of a short pass, that being a deep pass or a run. But if you're looking at this from a 40 chess perspective, maybe you yell short pass so they check to a deep pass or a run, and they're looking deep here. Quarterback is under duress, and he goes down. Ball is loose, and the guy who sacked him, that's number 90 of the Huskies, DeJuan Cartledge. Oh, and so the Huskies are going to recover that one. That was a really interesting sack, because when DeJuan Cartledge brought the quarterback down, the ball came loose, and Cartledge never saw it. It went behind him. Cartledge was looking the other direction, and it was a Crusader offensive lineman and a Huskies linebacker, I think, that were going for the dive on that one. And it looks like the Huskies are going to take over possession on 3rd and 14 following that sack. Ball is going to be at the 47-yard line of the Crusaders. Really good break there for the Huskies defense. All right, and Taylor, it's a play action fake. Taylor's looking deep. Demaji Foster's wide open down the field. And I think they're going to mark him down short of the end zone. We do have a flag, so this is probably coming back. And the Huskies are already moving downfield. So either they're waving the flag off or they're going to try to get a snap off before the referees enforce the penalty. I don't even know if you can do that, but if you can, I admire the dedication. That one official is still just standing there at midfield. I don't know what he's doing.
I think he's back now. Must be on me.
Yeah, and the flag is against the Crusaders, so the Huskies are going to trot the rest of their PAT unit out there, or...
I think he was down at the maybe.
Yeah, I'm really not sure. I guess we'll see.
Short,
Yeah. All right, so 1st down and goal from the 2, I think is what they're calling it. And this is what they did pretty much all last game when they got in goal-to-goal situations. They would take Brendan Taylor out and put in, usually, it was either Demaji Foster or a defensive lineman. They kind of switched between those two, and we'll just run the Wildcat. This is neither Foster nor that defensive lineman. Tried a faux quarterback sweep and once again fell on this wet grass. That'll bring up 2nd down and goal. I think they're going to lose a couple of yards on that one. Yeah, 2nd and goal from the 3 now. And I don't know what number 4 is doing. Okay, there he goes. Yeah, he was just kind of hanging out way in the backfield around the 50-yard line. And they're going to try another sweep straight into the pile, and doesn't look like anything really happened there. I think that's going to be a gain of 1 maybe. It'll be 3rd down and goal. And the Huskies making some personnel changes now. Brendan Taylor is coming back out onto the field. So this is either going to be, honestly, if I had to guess, my bets are on speed option to the far side of the field. Just going to have Taylor and either Cartledge or Foster, whoever's in the backfield with him, just kind of sprint out to the left-hand side and, you know, run straight up Georgia Tech option if you want. 3 receivers on the right-hand side, though. I think we've got split backs maybe. And this is, I didn't even see that guy over there. There was a receiver all the way to the left side of the field. Taylor just tried to hit him on the slant, and he was open. But really good job of that Crusaders defensive back to knock the ball loose. It's going to force an incomplete pass and bring up 4th down and goal from the 2-yard line or so. I mean, especially considering that, A, the Huskies don't have a place kicker, and B, you know, I don't even think we're halfway through the first quarter yet. I mean, obviously, you got to go for this. If for nothing other than the fun factor, you've got to go for this 4th down just to see if you can pick it up. And Brendan Taylor still in the shotgun, 4 receiver set, looking to his left. Got all day to throw. Now he's going to take off. looking to see if he can find a man open in the back of the end zone, and that one is going to be, nope, dropped. Was intercepted for a moment, and that is a really, really big dropped interception. Not in the sense that, you know, the Crusaders were going to get that ball anyway, but because he didn't catch that interception and down himself in the end zone, the Crusaders are going to take over on downs at the 2-yard line after their quarterback was strip sacked on the last offensive play they ran. This should be pretty interesting. Go ahead and get on your neon jackets because the Huskies are on safety patrol. And I think we got a timeout on the field. Everybody kind of heading back over to the sidelines. I'm sure the Crusaders are saying, okay, probably need, I would imagine they're saying either get our heaviest personnel in there and just sneak this until we get a little bit of breathing room, or maybe bring in 4 receivers, try to spread this out, and then run it to the outside. Maybe come out in a trip set and run by using them as blockers. Not a ton you can do backed up this far. I mean, if you want to go play action and throw it down the field, I don't think the Huskies are going to see it coming. But at the same time, you've got to make sure your offensive line holds up long enough for you to be able to do that. And if their last possession is any judge, I don't know that it can. So the Huskies defense already breaking the huddle. We'll see what they do here. I mean, needless to say, a metric ton of possibilities on this next set of downs. All right, so ball is on the 2-yard line. The Crusaders have it. Looking to avoid a safety. 98 yards to pay dirt if they can send it that far. And they're going to send a corner blitz. Quarterback, I don't think he saw it, but he might have felt the pressure. There was a free rusher coming in from his right-hand side. I mean, nobody was on him. Had to get rid of that ball quickly. Probably didn't have time to set his feet, hence the incomplete pass there. It's going to be 2nd down and 10. Really, really good defensive call there by the Huskies. I mean, if he had waited a half second longer, he would have been sacked for sure. So, I mean, it goes without saying that the Huskies are probably going to try to keep the pressure up. We'll see. Nope, 4 wide receivers set. I'll try and keep an eye on the offensive line, see if they change up the blocking schemes any. And it's going to be a 6-man rush by the Huskies. They're going to throw a screen out to their slot receiver, and he's going to be taken out after a short gain. He is able to pick up some breathing room for the Crusaders. It's not going to be nearly enough for the 1st down. Yeah, it'll bring up 3rd down and 8. So very much still in dangerous territory are the Crusaders at this point. Got to find a way to get this ball out of the end zone. Well, they've run 2 passes on this drive. They haven't run it at all. So here we go. 3rd and 8 from the 4-yard line of the Crusaders. Pressure has been a near constant problem already on both offensive possessions for Greensboro. We'll see how they handle it here. Huskies looking to send some heat, and they do. It's a low snap, and I don't know how he got out of the end zone. What a play by the quarterback. And he's going to pick up a 1st down off of that. So at least an 8-yard rush, and the Crusaders finally able to come across some breathing room. Great play by number 0 on that one. At least I think it was number 0. Can't quite see. We are looking at it from behind the line of scrimmage. But somebody was able to scoop that low snap up and take it straight up the field. And that is one of the main problems with blitzing. I think the Huskies sent all 7 guys, and so when they were all in the backfield and the quarterback picked that ball up and took off, there really wasn't anyone except the free safety to take him down. And the Huskies still sending some heat. This one, they dialed it up perfectly that time. That was a run straight up the middle, and it's going to go for a nice loss. All the way back to the 10-yard line, it looks like. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 15, loss of 5. And the Huskies defense is bearing down early here. They have made it clear from the get-go that they are not going to let this quarterback sit in the pocket and throw. They're going to make him either get rid of the ball quickly or get rid of it to the outside. because they have sent 6 and 7 guys consistently so far. Second down and 15. Ball is on the 10-yard line. And this is going to be another handoff. Oh, the quarterback's keeping it. Made a good decision that time, and now he's in a foot race, and a shoestring tackle is going to get him down right around the line of scrimmage. And no, they're going to say he slid forward all the way out to the original line of scrimmage, maybe a yard short. It'll bring up, we'll call it 3rd and 11. So another 3rd down and long situation for this Crusaders offense. They've had 3 of these so far. First one didn't go so well. Quarterback was strip sacked. Ball was recovered on the 47-yard line by the Huskies, who took it straight to the house and scored. Then on their second 3rd and long, just this series, a low snap was picked up by their quarterback, and he ran it forward for a really, really well, or I don't say well executed, very lucky first down. Oh, he's got a man wide open down the field. Ball is underthrown and too far to the inside. I think it went right through that guy's hands.
We got a flag.
And got some laundry on the field. We'll check the marker. Man, that was a really good ball, but the Crusaders sideline seems pretty happy about that one, so I think it is going to be pass interference against the Huskies. So another 3rd down and long, I guess, quote, conversion there for the Greensboro Crusaders. They're going to move the ball up, or I don't know. They're arguing about this one now. Chain Gang doesn't seem to know what to do.
There's another flag.
Oh, yeah. So maybe we're looking at offsetting penalties, replay the down. We'll keep it at 3rd and 11. Okay, yeah, I think it's going to be 3rd and 11. Maybe replay the down, because the Crusaders are breaking the huddle back where they were. They have not moved this one up 15 yards. All right, so we know PI was one of them. Not sure about the second one, other than that it was against the Crusaders, and those penalties will offset. It's going to remain 3rd down, and we'll still call it 3rd and 11. Looks like they're marking it as 3rd and 9 now, but I don't know how they gained 2 yards. Yeah. Huh.
Maybe both of them.
I'm not sure what's happening here.
Both penalties would have had to have been against the Huskies.
Mm-hmm.
They declined one and took one and gave them an automatic first down.
And so there goes the Chain Gang. It will be a first down. Looks like a 15-yard penalty going against the Huskies there. Ball's going to come all the way out to what looks like the 30-yard line. Yep, ball's on the 30, maybe the 29. 4 receivers set, and the quarterback's going to look through. Pump fakes, and he goes down. For a second, I thought he slipped, but one of the edge rushers for the Huskies just came around the corner and got him from behind. I don't know that the quarterback knew he was there. It'll be 2nd down and long coming up. I think 15 is the official count. Big loss there, and yet another big loss on first down for the Crusaders. They seem to have gotten in a habit of doing that so far. Seen a lot of negative plays on 1st and 2nd, and then they've come through in the clutch on 3rd. Let's see if they can get some more consistency going. All right, and we got some more option. This one's going to the outside, and he's got some blockers all the way out. I think that's going to be enough for a first down. Pretty close to midfield, maybe the 45. Really great blocking there by the receivers. Ran it to the strong side of the formation. Had the most receivers on that end of the field. And, you know, receivers usually don't like to do the dirty work like that. They like to, you know, run their routes down the field, catch their touchdowns. Most of them aren't too interested in blocking, but really, really good coaching there to get those receivers to block on the run like that, and it's good enough for a first down. At least 15 yards on the pickup. Ball comes all the way out to the 40-yard line. Yep, so a 15-yard run there, 1st and 10 for the Crusaders. Everyone manned up across the board. Quarterback looking to throw. It's going to be a tunnel screen off the hands and incomplete. Man, he had some daylight in front of him too. There were 2 DBs lined up over 2 receivers on the left side of the field. And then you had a free safety who was 15 yards away from the guy that ended up being targeted on that pass. He might still be running if he caught that one. Pass was a bit high though, and he was unable to bring it in. So it's going to be 2nd down and 10 for the Crusader offense. And we've got, I don't know if he's injured or just tying his shoe. We've got a Crusader down on the field nonetheless, and we'll take a quick break. Alright, it does look like that injured Crusader is up. Now we've got one tying his shoe for sure over there in the huddle. Huskies looking to break here in a second, and yep, everyone's filtering back out onto the field. So I guess that was just a timeout. It'll be 2nd down and 10 for the Crusaders when we resume play. Huskies have really not possessed the ball that much. Only maybe 6 plays, 7 total so far. Meanwhile, after a 3-and-out on their first drive that ended in a strip sack, the Crusaders are definitely mounting a really long drive here. Trips to the left-hand side of the formation. He's looking that way. It's going to be another tunnel screen since the first one worked so well, and this one is dropped too, but that is probably going to help the Crusaders because I think if he caught that one, he would have lost about 5 yards. So by letting it fall incomplete, he saves a little bit of real estate. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 10. All right, so 3rd down and 10 for the Greensboro Crusaders. 2 receivers set on either side of the field. Now they're going to motion their slot man across, looking to run some option stuff again. Quarterback's got it. Now he pitches it out. This is the same play they opened the game with, and it doesn't. Oh, wait, does it work? We got a dude playing without his helmet. He got past the initial pile and made it. Looked like he might have gotten a 5-yard gain out of that, but I think they're going to get him for running after his helmet was gone. Man, a lot going on there. No signal from the official quite yet. Chain Gang hasn't even changed it to 4th down. They've still got it as 3rd and 10. I don't see any flags on the field. Or wait, that is either a flag or a Crusader's shoe. It's definitely yellow. And yes, it is a flag. And I think we've got offsetting penalties again.
Well, when the helmet came off and he kept running, that's participation. You know?
Mm-hmm. And I can't make out what they're saying, but the Huskies coaches are fired up after that one. Is that inner sideline jawing? I didn't even see what happened. What are they jawing about? I thought it looked like a pretty well executed play to me. I mean, the Huskies defensive line got in there, flushed the run out, and then the runner managed to break free and get a little bit of yardage after his helmet had come off. I thought it was a pretty fun play. I don't think there's anything to be too upset about. But they are going to move this one forward. And so after all that, it's going to be something and 4. They've got it as 3rd and 4. I don't know that I've ever seen that. But here we go, 3rd and 4. All right, and this is going to be a slant out to the receiver, and he dropped it. Very anticlimactic play, considering how much they wound that one up. 4th down and 4 coming up. I mean, that was a really good pass by the quarterback, too. He was able to touch it right over the hands of that jumping linebacker, and then, honestly, considering the way he dropped it, I don't think the receiver realized he was going to get the ball. I think the receiver might have thought that was picked for sure. And he might have gotten a little lax there as the ball came his way. So 4th down and 4, 5th down and 4, whatever you want to call it. We're still not entirely sure what happened on that last play. Crusaders have the ball around the 47-yard line, pretty close to midfield. And it's a low snap again, and this one is taken. Dude trucks him, man. He's still going out past the sticks down to the 40-yard line of the Huskies. We got a ball game. Yeah, there is a flag down on the field. We'll see what that's about. And holding against
The green machine.
Yeah, again, I don't know what they're saying, but the Huskies coaches are really mad down there. So, yeah, it's going to be a holding penalty against the Crusaders. Never going to get that straight. It's Greensboro Crusaders and then Carolina Cobras out of Greensboro. That's the arena team. We got the Greensboro Crusaders here staring down 4th down and 11. So it looks like it could have been some kind of spot foul maybe. Interesting, or really not an interesting decision coming up. I mean, you kind of have to punt this. Yeah, they got their kicker out there. His kickoff did not go that far. We'll see if his punts fare any better. And now we got timeout and a substitution. I think they're going to rethink this one. Back in 30 seconds after a tumultuous first quarter. All right, and we are back out of that timeout. The 4th and 11 situation has not changed. I mean, yeah, there comes the punter. I mean, no contest here. As tempting as it may be to go for this, the offense and the offensive line in particular have been sporadic at best for the Crusaders. I do think this is their best decision. Oh, and it's a low snap. Maybe it wasn't a good call. And the punter's just going to have to bite this one. And the Huskies aren't able to pick up the fumbled snap, but it may as well be a fumble because they're going to get the ball right around the 20-yard line. A disaster of a punt there. As is that rain coming down? Guess we'll have to move the 10 over a little bit. 1st and 10 from the 24-yard line for the Upstate Huskies. Or we've got that umbrella in the back seat too. All right. So some pretty difficult weather conditions are set to get even more dicey here. Rain starting to come down. Hopefully it remains just a little drizzle. In the meantime, 1st down and 10 for the Huskies offense. They're going to motion Foster across the formation, and they faked the handoff to him and sent it straight up the middle. Didn't get a number. Could be cartilage. And no signal from the officials. I think he's going to be down around. It was definitely enough for the first. We're going to call him down around the 10-yard line. 1st and goal for the Huskies. Really good play design there. Got there got the defense's eyes. They're going to do the same thing again here. And this time they do hand it off to Foster, and he was going a little too fast out of his break for his own good. Oh, wait, how is he still on his feet? What a run! Touchdown, Huskies! Man, that was something else. So, and we got a flag.
They're saying it's
Yep.
against them, and the touchdown's good.
So the first points of the game, after a lot of trying, the Huskies are finally able to punch that one in after a really, really dramatic run there by DeMaji Foster, who had a really big game last week and is picking up where he left off, putting the Huskies on the board early, 6-0. And I gave those points to the Crusaders. That is my mistake. 6-0 Huskies. And Upstate is having some trouble getting their personnel in for this two-point conversion. I guess they can't quite decide what they want to run. Brendan Taylor's going to remain in the game. I think we got a 3-receiver set with a tight end to the right. Taylor making some checks at the line. And they're going to run this one straight up the middle, and Pyle is still moving. Not sure what happened. I think they're going to call him, short. So the score's going to remain 6-0. Kickoff pending here in a few moments. So if we can revisit the touchdown for a moment here, those plays had to be scripted to be run back-to-back like they were, because had the exact same setup. You come out in a 4 wide receiver set and you motion DeMaji Foster across the field on a jet sweep. Pretty simple stuff. On that first play, they faked the handoff to him, sent it straight up the middle, got about 15 yards. Then they run the exact same setup and actually do hand it off to Foster. And I don't know, given that they ran that same motion again, I would imagine that the Crusaders might have had some idea that it was going his way, but Foster was coming across the formation so quickly that because he was running to the near side of the field, when he actually got the ball and got a chance to look at where he was headed, he was already halfway to the sideline, and so he had to stop dead in his tracks, and I didn't think he was going to have enough acceleration to cut it upfield, and for a second, it really looked like he didn't. A defense swarmed in on him, and then I don't even know what happened after that. They tackled him, and he slipped out, cut it back to the inside, and somehow scored. Crazy play there for the Huskies. And now we have got, this is number 6, Keith Adams Hunter, listed as an athlete, set to kick this one off. Oh, it's an onside kick. Did he slip? I didn't quite see what happened.
I think he just kicked it short to that one of the up guys.
Yeah.
No, we didn't really get
So, strange things happening to say the least as we start up the second quarter. Huskies up 6-0. And, I'd say we're on pace. That first quarter took about 32 minutes. Yeah, third quarter last week took about an hour. Yeah. No. All right, so a lot of 4-receiver personnel from both teams. Okay, yeah, they are really spreading this out. This could be a run. And nope, as soon as I say, I think that might have been a design quarterback draw. He's breaking it to the outside, and he's going nowhere. Might have gotten to the line of scrimmage. It's 1st and 10. It's going to be 2nd and 10 coming up, I think. And yeah, I thought something was up as soon as I saw that rightmost receiver as split out as far as he was. He was all the way in front of the chain gang. Receivers, if they split out that wide, it pretty much eliminates any possibility of them running an out-breaking route. And for the most part, teams do that to get as much distance as possible from the receivers and the defense and the offensive box, because when you have receivers split out that wide, DBs have to respect that. They have to split out with them. And then likewise, when you run it, DBs are physically further away from the ball and can't do as much as quickly. So now we're a bit more traditional, receivers closer to the inside. 2nd down and 10 coming up for the Crusaders. Ball is past midfield on the 43-yard line of the Huskies, it looks like. And we got flags. I think this is a delay of game. They took a while getting that play straight, and yeah, this one's going against the Crusaders. So for the umpteenth time already, the Greensboro Crusaders are going to have a 1st or 2nd and 15 to deal with. They have had a lot of these, be it by penalties, losses of yardage, sacks, anything of that sort. It just seems they have almost magnetized to the number 15 so far. All right, and exact same formation. This could be the same play call. 2nd and 15, they're going to motion their receiver across, and they're just going to hand it off to him on a jet sweep. This is exactly what they ran with Foster on that touchdown, and we'll see how far he got. I don't think he got very much. Waiting for the signal from the officials. I think he got back to the original line of scrimmage, maybe a gain of 5. And no signal from the chain gang. I think they're moving it up. Okay, yeah, 3rd and 13 coming up. So really good job of the Huskies not only setting the edge, but they forced the run to the outside after they had set up the edge. That is when you see outside runs like that really go for negative or very short gains. Because, you know, you can't break it back inside. There are linebackers and safeties there, but by the time you break it out to the outside, that's hold up too. All right, so 3rd and 13 coming up. Oh, it's a straight quarterback draw. Now he's breaking to the outside. Got a DB right in front of him and could not make him miss. Flags come in. I don't know if they're from the same thing or not. Yeah, they threw him right as the quarterback was looking to make that DB miss. Well, they came in from opposite sides of the field, so I don't know if the referees saw the same thing or if they saw two separate things. And we got Holden going against the against the Crusaders. I still keep wanting to call them the Cobras. So if that's holding, then the Huskies are just going to decline it and bring up 4th down and 13.
Third and 25.
Okay, and so, yeah, penalty is accepted. 3rd and 23 coming up. It's an interesting decision. I would have declined that penalty. I didn't think they were in any danger of going for it. Empty set here, it looks like. They're going to send this one deep. This is an arm punt. And, he caught it! Are you kidding me? And now he's dragging a man all the way down to the goal line. I think he's short, but, man, talk about a Hail Mary. I mean, that was 100% luck. I mean, he threw that straight. Now we got a flag. Probably some attrition there with the Huskies defense. I mean, I cannot reiterate how low percentage of a throw that was. They just threw that one up. There was nobody within 10 yards of where that ball was originally headed. He was throwing it straight to the safety, just asking him to pick it off to play field position. And then bounces off the safety's hands, goes straight up, and the receiver jumps, grabs the ball, and takes it all the way down to like the 5-yard line. I think they're going to mark him at the 10. So 1st and goal, depending on what this penalty is. It came out well after the run was completed. So we'll see what's happening.
He gave his player a chance to make a play. You know?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. There's not much you can do to convince me that was not initially an arm punt. Because that's what it looked like to me. 1st down and goal at the end of the day for the Crusaders. 4 wide receivers, 2 on either side for number 0. And they're going to send this one straight up the middle. Had some nice blocking by the offensive line, but the holes closed quickly. It'll be a gain of around 2. And now number 0's checking out. I think they're going to... Or no, he's getting the play from his coach. I thought they were going to go for the Wildcat maybe. It'll be 2nd down and goal from the 7 coming up. Still going with that spread formation. Looking for a corner blitz are the Huskies, and number 0 slips in the backfield and falls. I think he was trying to roll out on a designed quarterback run. And can't call it the turf monster because we're on natural grass, but this wet field has been honestly more of a problem than either defense to this point. We've seen a lot of slips, trips, and falls, and it's going to set up 3rd down and goal from the 15. The grass takes no prisoners on this field. Might want to pan up just a little bit, but that's fine. There's just a lot of dead space at the bottom of the screen for now. That's better. All right, 3rd and goal from the 15. Not a lot of plays you can run here. Oh, and a corner blitz right off the edge. They nailed him as he let go of that ball. No hope of a completion there. Receiver wasn't even turned around by the time the ball left the quarterback's hand. And now 4th and goal with no place kicker and no offensive line. I mean, you got to go for it. But at the same time, what are you going to do? What kind of plays can you call on 4th and goal from the 15 that are going to work against a blitzing defense? Well, actually, that's a really dumb question. I would run 4 verts and target one of my slot receivers. I'd be looking at some kind of trips formation. They're going to come out and shotgun spread again, 2 wide receivers on either side. Everyone's manned up across the board. Doesn't look like there's a deep safety. Probably going to be a 6-man rush here from the Huskies. And they are sending some heat. Quarterback fumbled the snap, and there was a split second where he could have gotten that one off, but the defense swarmed to him. I think 4 guys were in on that sack. There's going to be a loss of probably another 10 or 15 yards. And they're going to spot this one, all the way at the 28-yard line. So what was once 1st and goal from the 2 has turned into 1st down and 10 from the 28 for the Huskies. Negative 26 yards on that set of downs. Man, that is some really good defensive play by Upstate. And I think we had another flag there. The official's still trying to get everything sorted out. Maybe someone took a timeout, not quite sure. If I had to guess, again, no scoreboard here. They're keeping the time on the field, and we do not have access to that clock. So if I had to guess, considering how, I don't know, it seems like the Crusaders have been moving slowly, but I think it's just a reflection of how long it's taken them to move the ball down the field. They've thrown a lot of incompletions and whatnot. So I don't know that the clock has stopped that much. If I had to guess, we're probably halfway through the 2nd. That's my best guess. All right, yeah, we got panned down a little bit, or panned to the side some. First down and 10 for the Huskies. They're going to run this one to the right. And had some nice blocking there. Think he's going to be able to pick up the 1st down. And that will do it. It's going to be a 1st down for the Huskies. Still only up 6-0. It feels like they have been in control of this game from the get-go. The lead definitely feels like more than 6-0, but both teams have struggled with red zone turnovers to this point. 2 wide receivers on either side for the Huskies. Taylor looking to his right. He's staring down his man. Now going across the middle, and that one's going to be intercepted. The second he moved away from the guy he was staring down, it gets picked off. This one's going to be returned out to the 50-yard line. We do have a flag, so this return is probably going to come back. I think there was an illegal block. And they might have actually gotten that one out to the Huskies 40.
You know what they say?
What? Defense wins championships?
The best defense is a bad offense.
That's pretty true. And you know, you wouldn't think that was the case after the Huskies are coming off a 48-32 win. I mean, they really got into a groove early, had 30 points in the second half, or in the first half, excuse me. Had 24 of them in the second quarter. But I do think they were a lot more apt to go deep in that game. They had a lot more possessions in that game, and they started out not only running Taylor early on, but they had a lot of screen passes too. And here they've looked more for outside runs and intermediate throws. So the overall game plan has changed up a bit since last week. And so far the results have been, and we'll say, mixed. First down and 10. We've got a new quarterback in the game. This is number 13. I think he's their Wildcat runner. And yeah, he's going to take off into the B gap. I think he got a couple yards on that one.
I think everybody's just playing to the field.
And no signal from the chain gang yet. I think they're going to say he didn't gain anything. 2nd and 10 coming up for the Crusaders. There was a penalty against the Crusaders on that interception return. They moved this ball back all the way to the 40. So it might have been a block in the back that came as a spot foul. Didn't see the signal from the official, so I'm not quite sure what happened. But regardless of what did happen, it's 2nd and 10 now. And I think number 0 is subbed back in for the Crusaders. Nope, they're sticking with 13. Well, that could be a 12. Can't really tell from here.
I think it's a 20.
Yeah, the jersey's dirty. The sleeves are really dirty. So I guess. Oh man! And Huskies doing a little headhunting out there. I think they're getting kind of antsy. Offsides against the Huskies. So 2nd and 10 becomes 2nd and 5. Yep, so 2nd and 5 is the call. Everybody's still getting things straightened out. I tell you, last week the referees were really content to let these guys just go out on the field and play, and we have obviously not gotten the same officiating crew because these guys are flagging everything. I'm surprised we haven't gotten flagged yet. 2nd and 5. Crusaders still in the Wildcat. And, oh, I guess it's not the Wildcat because he's going to throw, and that one might have been batted at the line, might not have been. There were 3 guys that had a chance to catch that, and none of them were able to come up with it. So a lot of fun, no results. 3rd down and 5 coming up for the Crusaders. So, I mean, needless to say, on 3rd down and 5 from midfield, your entire playbook's going to be open, but I'll ask you a question that actually is closer to being a riddle. What is Greensboro's offensive identity? What kind of team are they? I can't answer that question. Are they a running team, a passing team, a hope for the best team? It's been difficult to discern this far, though. I don't think they've been able to execute their offense the way they want to. Because of stuff like this, quarterback's going to have to roll out. He's under a lot of duress. Making men miss, but not for much longer. He'll be taken down maybe behind the sticks. It's going to be 4th down regardless of what happens. And I think they're going to say he got back to the line. 4th down and 5 coming up for the Crusaders. So, again, good on the quarterback to not lose any yards. The entire playbook is still open, but I'll revisit that question because the same question can be extended to the Huskies. What kind of team are the Crusaders offensively? What did they come out and want to do? From the first few snaps, I got a sort of spread option vibe, kind of like the 2013, 2014 Oregon Ducks when they had Marcus Mariota, sort of spreading the field out, using 4 receivers, getting DBs away from the play, and then running some option stuff in the backfield. But so far, they've just kind of been testing out a lot of different plays, and as we get another flag. Or I don't know. Was the game last week the one where they threw all the flags? Or was that Landrum? There was one game where both. Yeah, I know we did a game recently where they were just throwing flags left and right. I don't know if it was this bad, but they were calling them out on everything. So I don't know. I really don't know what that was. I guess it was a false start against the offense. It's going to be 4th down and 10 So now your playbook does close up a little bit. Passes need to be a bit more downfield oriented. And we've got, this is their third different quarterback. We got a guy number 2. Again, we don't have a roster. So how about this for your first snap from scrimmage? 4th down and 10 from midfield. Oh man, he got hammered. Oh no, he's been playing too much Madden. He tried to roll out and set his feet, and there was not going to be time for that. Good on him to get the ball out, but welcome to college football for number 2. Man, he took a shot. That was, well, I feel bad just watching that. 1st and 10 for the Huskies. Man, what a play defensively. All right, and the play clock must be winding down. I don't think the Huskies realized the clock was still running. Pretty frantic getting to the line. And I guess they do get the play off. They're going to send it straight up the middle. This is Cartledge again, I think. And he's going to be able to pick up a couple of yards. Is that the sun peeking out to the right-hand side? Yeah, a little bit. I think it's behind just kind of a thin cloud. It'll probably go back to being overcast here in a second. We got the slightest bit of sunshine peeking through as the Huskies stare down 2nd and 7. And here's your screen pass out to Demaji Foster. Makes one man miss. Good on him to stay on his feet in this wet field, and they're going to take him all the way out of bounds. Man, he was not going down on that play. I think he is just as frustrated as the rest of the Husky offense that they just haven't been on the field much. The Crusaders have really controlled the time of possession. It's going to be 1st down and 10. At least 7 picked up on the screen pass. Ball is on the 30-yard line. And finally, we've got a team heading our way. Yeah, we should have set this camera up in the far end zone because that's where all the action's been so far. Okay, it sums up with the defensive line. The middle of the field is wide open. And this is going to be a read option. Oh, it's an RPO bubble. And Foster is wide open, heading down the sideline. And he's going to be taken out at the 14-yard line or so. I thought he had it. It'll be 1st down and 10 once more. And we've got I don't know if he's physically or emotionally shaken up. Looks to be the latter. He's up and good now. 1st down and 10 for the Huskies. And oh, look what's coming into play now. They are right beside that big puddle. Ball's right around I think they pushed it back to the 15. So the Huskies can pick up a 1st down without scoring. They're going to motion Daniels across the formation, then send it up the middle. This is Cartledge, who was able to pick up, I think, gets 5 yards on that one. It'll be 2nd and 5, it looks like. Let me pull up that roster, the extended roster Donnie sent me. I cannot remember this guy's first name. I apologize for that. Keontae, how could we forget Keontae? Keontae Cartledge, who's already had a really big game, had an awesome touchdown run called back by a holding penalty on the 2nd play from scrimmage for the Huskies. Honestly, that holding call is really the biggest difference in the game so far. That and the botched goal to go opportunity for the Crusaders. It's been a low-scoring game, but not for lack of trying, and they're going to run this to the outside with Cartledge. He's got a hole, still on his feet, and he was down at the 1-yard line, fumbled it into the end zone. You can hear, I think that is Keontae Cartledge's mom off to our left. Understandably vocal. It's probably the millionth flag we've had so far, and this is going to be, I think it's a holding call against the Huskies. 2nd and 5 turns into 2nd and 15, I think. And sun's peeking through a little bit more. I think you can see it on the camera. Hopefully it decides to stick around. I don't know, does the commentator's curse extend to weather? I hope it doesn't. I sure know I got Landrum bad with it last night. Or 2 nights ago. So, yeah, it was a holding call, 2nd down and 15 for the Huskies. And as weird as it seems, penalties like that can actually help out a bit in red zone situations because it gives receivers a bit more room to work. And yeah, nice catch. That's a lot happening there. I think that's number 8, Azure Daniels getting pushed back. Wow. The Crusaders were not going to let him get any further than he already had. That's either 8 or 9. I can't tell, his jersey's all bunched up. But a lot happening on that play, all for a gain of 5 yards. So it's going to be 3rd and 10. But yeah, really nice throw there by Brendan Taylor. Again, we've seen a lot of slant passes have to go over the hands of linebackers. They've done a good job of getting in the way of these passing lanes, and then just, talk about swarming to the ball. Like I said, they were not going to let him get any further than he did once he caught that pass. And high snap, it's brought back in by Taylor, and he's rolling, sends it to the corner of the end zone. It's just out of the reach. That is Azure Daniels, the intended receiver, and he was wide open. Taylor wants a flag. Oh man, that was close. And if we've got a flag here, which I think we do, maybe, I don't know, looked to me like it could be an illegal formation against the Huskies, because I don't think they had a receiver on the right side of the field. And we've got some kind of stoppage of play. 4th and 10 from the 15-yard line coming up. I mean, you don't want to say it's a must-score opportunity when you're up, but the Huskies really need to find a way to make the most of this possession, because if they don't, I think this will be maybe the 3rd red zone drive that has come up with no points between both teams. If this one comes up short, I know there will have been at least 2.
I think 2 scores are in this one.
Yeah, the way it's been going for sure. You gotta wonder if the field conditions really are contributing that much, or if it's just kind of a mental thing at this point. Like they think they can't execute to the best of their ability because they're afraid of slipping and sliding when they make cuts. A lot of psychological warfare going on down there. And Taylor's looking to his left, gonna roll out and heading for the back of the end zone. Oh! I think that was number 29, yet Malik Williams, the running back leaking out of the backfield. He was the intended target there, but I don't think he was going to pick up the first down anyway. It was 5 yards short of the stick, so at least the 2nd, if not the 3rd red zone possession that has come up empty between both teams. I know that the Crusaders had 1. Might have been 2, and now the Huskies have had 1. Or no, the Huskies had 1 too on their 2nd possession, because they got all the way down there and then they turned it over and the Crusaders got it on the 2. So maybe I'm getting those mixed up. At least 3 red zone possessions that have gone awry. The Crusaders are going to take over on the 15-yard line. Okay, yeah, and look at this. They're looking to run that corner blitz already. And they're going to send this out to the flat. Oh, and he dropped it. Again, that might have been, I don't think it was an intentional drop, but it was a good one because he was a couple of yards short of the line of scrimmage. Just a little slant flats concept, and I mean, usually that's a really good concept to run, but the quarterback's got to be able to set his feet and deliver that ball. I think he got excited and just kind of threw that one before he was ready, and hence it coming up short a couple of yards.
You know, they're catching that ball like it's one of those big weighted balls.
Yeah, they're throwing it like it's one too. I mean, I do think that is the only football they have, so if the turf or if the ground's wet, maybe that's factoring into it, because, you know, we know it's almost impossible to throw a wet football, and we got more whistles coming around. Really not sure what happened that time. Oh, delay a game against the offense. That's what's going to be. That'll push them all the way back to the 10. 2nd and 15 coming up. So here we go. Oh, now we got some no. Dang it, it's not the Wildcat. 0. He was checking with his receiver. I thought he was going out as receiver to snap it to number 1. And that pass is going to be intercepted. Oh, man, he hung that one up for grabs, and we got an injured Husky down on the field. He ran into his own man. Oh, man, and you hate to see that kind of stuff because, I mean, as weird as it is to say that, I don't know that they could have prevented that contact. That was, Yeah, and he's up. Hopefully he's going to be okay, like you said. Hopefully just got the wind knocked out of him, but that's bad play design on the end of the Crusaders. I think they were just running slant flats again because they had. The bottom line is that they had two guys running toward midfield and converging at the exact same spot. You don't want that to happen because stuff like that can happen. You saw it with the DBs there, but a lot of times it can happen with your receivers. If they're back looking at the quarterback and not paying attention to where they're going, they can run straight into each other and at the very least knock each other off their routes. What you saw there is, obviously a worst case scenario for the offense, but regardless, it's an interception stemming off of a poorly designed play, and the Huskies just 6 yards away from getting another crack at a red zone possession. Ball is on the 26. We'll see if the third time is the charm, fourth time. I really don't know at this point. All we can say for sure is that both these offenses need to find a way to capitalize when they get inside the 20-yard line, and we got a timeout called by the Crusaders. So we'll take yet another break in a second quarter that I don't think we're Huskies Blue Storm levels of quarter length yet, but this one has gone on for a while. I mean, justifiably so, I suppose. There have been a lot of penalties, and they've taken timeouts too, so a lot of stoppages. It's not like they're doing an inaccurate job of keeping time or anything, but the second quarter has gone on for a little while. We are an hour and 6 minutes and 25 seconds into this recording so far. All right, and the Crusaders are breaking the huddle. Huskies are heading that way now. So we'll see what both teams have drawn up here. I mean, yeah, you heard watch the trick play. So if they're saying watch the trick play, I can pretty much guarantee this is going to be like the most boring play you can imagine, or run straight up the middle or something. And the Huskies still making some adjustments from the sideline. Really not sure what they could have called that would require this much input. Maybe it is a trick play. And no, it looks to be a straight drop back pass. Taylor was going for the end zone. Now he's got a man wide open in the corner. Touchdown, Huskies! Derek Gentry, who was targeted on the first play from scrimmage. And oh, what else? A flag. Are you kidding me? Oh no, you think it just falls out of their pockets or something? I mean, Gentry was wide open. I don't know if that was good play design or if he got lost in the coverage there. He might have motioned all the way across the formation when Taylor rolled out.
He might have been asking if he was over the line. Maybe.
Still sorting this out. I'm not going to put any points on the board until they say something. Yeah, the field goal post was like in the middle of the frame, so you definitely got the reception. Yeah, I have got no idea what's going on here. I think this one's against the Huskies, because the umpire was looking over toward the Crusaders sideline. And that will move the Huskies back all the way to the 31-yard line. So after all that, 1st and 15. Okay, so we got a whistle. We got it ready for play. Putting the over-under at 2 minutes until we run the next play. Be it because of flags, timeouts, whatever. Things have ground to a screeching halt here in the second quarter. And the Huskies still looking kind of confused on the offensive front. Everybody checking in with the quarterback. Nobody really. I think Keontae Cartledge and Demaji Foster are trying to decide which one needs to split out, and they just go with the split backfield look. And are you kidding me? I mean, that's a delay of game for sure.
That's the half.
Oh, dang, really?
Yeah.
Wow. So, that was the most abrupt halftime break I have ever seen. And we've played in games where there wasn't a clock before, but I've never seen anything hit the half that out of the blue. So I don't know. I guess we're at halftime. Huskies up 6-0. Crusaders going to receive the kickoff to start half number 2. We'll be back in 20 minutes. I'll probably edit this so the second half starts right about now. Alrighty, and everyone is starting to filter back out onto the field. Again, about 20 minutes like we expected. The Huskies are getting set to kick this one off. Keith Adams Hunter looking to send it deep toward a sputtering Crusader offense. Really, both offenses have sputtered quite a lot here. At least 4 red zone turnovers on downs, a lot of flags, a couple of turnovers here and there. It has been a game that was about as messy as the weather was last night. Field conditions are not the best, but quality of play has not been where it was, at least for the Huskies last week when they were able to take down the Charlotte Blue Storm 48-32. Their offense in particular has not quite been where it was. Maybe we'll see if either team can get something going in the second half. And Adams Hunter is able to send this one deep. It's going to be fielded, and we'll see how far he can get. Still cutting around, and I think he's going to go down somewhere around the 25-yard line. It'll be 1st down and 10 for the Crusaders here in a moment. And yep, they're going to spot him right around the 23-yard line. So that is where Greensboro will take over. Their offense had a lot of issues, namely with the offensive line. Passing game was not there either. I think they might have one completion on maybe, they might have cracked 10 attempts. They did not have a lot to show for it though. Most of their yards have come on the ground, and even then they've been to the outside. The Huskies have been blitzing pretty much the whole game, and it's paid off. Oh, yeah. He's looking to throw, yeah. And a lot of excitement for not a lot of turnout. I think he had a man open and just couldn't deliver there. Had a double reverse start out the quarter. I like the creativity. Execution just not quite there. It'll be 2nd down and 10. All right, so number 0 still in at quarterback, and they're going to hand this one off to their running back. We have not gotten a roster from the Greensboro Crusaders yet, so kind of sticking with numbers for the time being. It's going to be a 4-yard run. It'll get them out to around the 29-yard line and set up 3rd down, and 6. So honestly, one of the most manageable down and distances that they've had so far. For the most part, both teams have been content to just kind of move the chains back as far as they possibly can, it seems, sometimes on 2nd and 3rd, and then just kind of pray when it comes to 3rd down. But now on 3rd and manageable, we'll see what they do. It's going to be a jump pass that falls incomplete. I don't think that was an intentional jump pass. Might have just I think that was number 13. I thought he was a Wildcat quarterback at first. I think he's just their backup, really. And he was put in there, had a man open over the middle and could not connect with him. The release of the ball was a bit strange, and I think that's what threw everything off. So 4th down and 6 from the 29-yard line. I think they would punt this, but their first punt was nothing short of a nightmare. I mean, it was a fumbled snap and went backwards 20 yards before the Huskies picked it up at the 20. So I don't blame them for going for this. And they're going to throw a slant. Oh, we've got a completed pass, and I think it's enough for a 1st down. So dialing up a completion at the right time. Really nice throw, and I think for the first time that game, the quarterback was able to sit in the pocket and get his feet set, and it's amazing what kind of wonders that can work for a sputtering offense. Just getting your quarterback some time to throw, even quick slants across the middle of the field like that, helps out a bunch and helps their confidence too. First down and 10, ball is on the 40-yard line, so you got a little catch and run action off of that one. Gain of 11. And now he's going to look to throw a screen. Got another completion in, and this one is going nowhere. The Huskies defense swarming to the ball on that one. Might have lost a yard or two. And I think they're going to keep this one. Nope, now that they're moving him forward, it's going to be a gain of 3. So good on the receiver to make it past the line of scrimmage after catching that ball. It'll be 2nd down and 7 for the Crusaders, who look to have gone to a more West Coast style approach on offense. Seem more content to kind of chip away at this really aggressive Husky defense rather than take shots every other down like they did last time. And here is a shot, and he tried to hit his man on the check down, sidearmed it, and not quite Patrick Mahomes there. Pass was led too far to the outside, and it falls incomplete. 3rd down and 7 as the sun continues to peek out a little bit here. You can actually see there's a little sunspot in the corner of the camera frame. That's pretty cool. Should go away on its own here in a second, but it was gone there for a moment. Wonder what it's up to. 3rd and 7 coming up here for Greensboro. 2 wide receivers on either side of the formation. Huskies with 6 men in the box. They only rush 4. And looking deep, this one is almost intercepted off the fingertips of number 4. That was Avant Harris. I think the sun might have got, or no, the sun's not quite in a position to get in anyone's eyes here. He just might have misjudged the trajectory of that ball. Receiver, I don't know if he slid or just gave up on the route, but Harris was the only one within 5 yards of that thing. So 4th down and 7 coming up after the near interception. They fared quite well on their first 4th down attempt, so I imagine they'll go for it here again, especially after that first punt of theirs went in the first quarter. Not be surprised to see some kind of pass get dialed up here, but so far slant routes have been the only things that have worked. But at the same time, the Husky defense is probably expecting slant, and they are going to run at least one slant. And now they're going to chuck this one deep, and it's overthrown, and I think they picked that off. Yes, they do. Ball's going to be spotted right around the 15-yard line, I think. Or are they saying he dropped it? Because if he did, that's going to help the Husky offense. And yeah, I think they're saying it's an incomplete pass, so that is going to help Upstate out a ton, because by dropping that ball, instead of taking over at around the 15-yard line, the Huskies are going to get the ball at the 43 of the Crusaders, I think. So instead of an interception, that's a turnover on downs, and the Huskies get the ball where Greensboro had it. So nice heads-up play there by the defensive back to let that one fall to the ground. It'll be 1st down and 10 for the Huskies. Brendan Taylor and this offense, which, again, we have not seen a lot of, it feels like, heading back out onto the field. Two receivers on either side of the formation. Keontae Cartledge in the backfield. 5-man defensive front for the Crusaders. Now they're going to flex it out to a 4-man. And Brendan Taylor is looking for a screen, and he had his man, and he slipped again. And I think one of the Crusaders' defensive linemen slipped too, so with the sun coming out and conditions maybe drying up a bit, the field seems to be turning into even more of a hazard. 2nd down and 10, and I don't know that that was intended for DeMaji Foster. I don't know that he would have been able to run that far after making that reception, but it certainly would have been more pleasant than really face planting on the turf there. We'll see if both teams are able to do a better job of keeping their footing. Still sticking with that 2-receiver set. And Taylor's under some pressure. Does a really nice job of evading it. He's going to swing this out to Cartledge in the flat. And Cartledge is heading down the sideline all the way out to around the 30 or so. We'll see where they spot him. Heads up play there by Taylor to get it out to his running back on the check down. And that one is really going to benefit this Husky offense. They're moving it forward all the way down to the 32-yard line. Nice pickup there. About 15 yards on the catch and run for Keontae Cartledge. No formational changes yet. We got a flag, our first one of the half, and Taylor hit his man on the slant. That one was tipped, and a really nice adjustment made by the receiver to stop his route and wait for the ball to come to him. We'll see if this one comes back. It was thrown from the back judge, so like right as the ball was snapped. I really don't know what this could be for.
It was against the Crusaders, whatever it was.
And so
the back judge back there at the goalpost, you'll see him when he raises his hand. I think he's down to 10 seconds on the play clock.
could be.
I think it's 10. I don't think he does it at 5. But when he moves his hand up and starts counting, it's getting close. They need to snap it.
All right, can you pan down a little bit? There we go. All right, so 1st and 10. Ball is on the 20-yard line and more flags. Not sure what this one's about. It's going against the Huskies, and it'll remain first. False start. 1st and 10 becomes 1st and 15. Ball's going to move back to the 24, I think. 25, somewhere in there. Yeah, ball is on the 25-yard line, so the original line of scrimmage was at the 20. Don't imagine whatever play the Huskies had called is going to change here. Her had called is going to change here, excuse me. We'll see. I think that was Keontae Cartledge who motioned out of the backfield on that last play. And now they're going to motion to Maji Foster across the formation. They still hand it off to Cartledge, and man, they were ready for that one. There were 4 yellow jerseys around Cartledge as soon as he got that ball. That's going to be a loss of yardage again. The Huskies continue to move backwards. It's now 2nd down and 20. Great defensive play there by the Crusaders. Okay, the Huskies seem to be taking their time getting this play in. I think it looks like they've got it now. And it's just going to be a screen out. So, well, it was going to be a screen. The receiver ran a slant. And so just like that, it's 3rd and 20. One of the longest down and distances we've seen so far. The Huskies do have the offensive firepower to be able to overcome this, but I think their biggest problem is that the Crusaders have been playing a 2-safety look pretty much the entire game, and considering how many points they got off of deep passes last time out, shutting down the sidelines in the middle of the field has gone a long way toward limiting the Husky offense, and I think that's thrown especially Brendan Taylor for a loop early. Wait a second, hang on, dude's wide open.
I was going to say the slot man.
Yeah, he's looking that way, and they covered it up, and he still throws that way, and I think he caught that one out of bounds. I don't know why he wouldn't have just run a little hot route.
Slot's totally uncovered.
Yeah, and I think they're going to say incomplete, yeah. Credit to the defensive line to be able to force Taylor to roll out of the pocket there, but when you're that wide open, I mean, there were 3 receivers on the right side of the field, and only 2 of them were covered. Slot man was totally free. And when that happens, as a receiver and as a quarterback, you've got to know, okay, just run straight for the end zone and be prepared to get the ball as soon as it's snapped. And the Huskies failed to adapt to the defensive misalignment, and instead of being an easy first down, it's 4th and 20. Kind of in no man's land here, so they're free to go for it without immediately saying, okay, we got to arm punt this. And nice block there by Cartledge, and that one is tipped. I think he had a man open in the end zone, but Taylor couldn't get enough gas on it, so it's going to stand as a turnover. Oh, flag on the field. We'll see who this one's against. The Crusaders look to be subbing out already, so I think if this is against anyone, it's going to be a declined penalty. The referee is discussing it. Having to really compare notes about this one. The flag is on the left side of the screen, about where, reasonably close to where Taylor threw the ball. And now an official is heading over to the sideline to talk this over with some of the Husky coaches. And I heard him say offside. I don't know why they'd be making this big of a substitution if the defense was offside. Really not sure what happened there. Especially on a 4th down, you wouldn't think any penalty against the defense would take that long for the coaches to decide on, but whatever happened, at the end of the day, it's going to be a turnover on downs for the Huskies, and the Crusaders are going to take over at the 31-yard line, it looks like. 1st down and 10 coming up. The officials still discussing that one with some of the coaches. And meanwhile, all the players are ready to go. Yeah, the Crusaders are already breaking the huddle. Yeah, we haven't gotten the ready to play yet because the coach and the official are still talking this one out. All right, and okay, I guess they got everything sorted out for the time being. Looks like we're ready to play, still waiting on that whistle. The Crusaders are out in a 4-receiver set. There it is. Ball is right at the middle of the field. Here we go. All right, and it's going to be a swing screen out to the running back, and the Huskies were definitely in the right coverage to defend that. Might stand as a loss of yardage. We'll see where the chain gang puts him. And they're going to say he picked up a couple. It'll be 2nd down and 6. Nice little play there. I'd say we're about halfway through the 3rd quarter if I had to guess. Second down and 6, and they're going to look to throw. Quarterback's going to roll to his right, and he is just running for his life right now, right into the Husky sideline. I bet he slid about 10 yards after he hit the ground because the grass is so wet. We'll see where they spot him. It looked like he might have been able to pick up the 1st down, and they're going to say it's a gain of 2. 3rd down and 4 coming up. All right, the Huskies defense is being informed to watch out for the deep pass, so you know if that's what they're told to watch out for, it's not what's coming. That's never quite how these things work out. Crusaders breaking the huddle. They have not deviated from this formation at all, it seems. 2 wide receivers on either side of the field for pretty much the entire game. Ball is on the rightmost hash, 3rd and 4. Quarterback pump fakes. Now he's under pressure. He wanted to go deep. And, oh, man, he got popped. I think he got the 1st down, but they sure made him pay for it. And you could hear that one from up here. That was quite a hit.
Flag on play in the backfield. Man, he got hit. Holding on the Crusaders.
So that'll wipe a potential first down off the board and bring it to 3rd and 14. Hey, not much. How you doing? I feel that one.
First time I've gotten to wear it.
So 3rd and 14 coming up for the Huskies, or for the Crusaders, excuse me. And got 20 bucks are coming out in that 2 receiver set. And actually the Crusaders still not out of the huddle yet. They subbed 1 guy out and now 2 guys are coming in. Meanwhile the Huskies are pretty much set and ready to go.
I don't think they've been 3 completed passes the whole game.
All right, so yep, there's that 2 receiver look. The Huskies were actually in that formation before the Crusaders even broke the huddle. 3rd and 14, number 13 is in at quarterback. Looking deep, got some men moving across the middle of the field. Now one is going to be intercepted by the Huskies. He telegraphed that throw. Receiver did not help him out much there, but that is an easy interception there for Upstate. We'll try and get a number. I think that is Eric Rice, maybe, number 2. Couldn't quite make out who that was, but as it stands, it's yet another turnover forced by the Husky defense. And they will take over at the 40-yard line, trying to finally get some points on the board. Really, either team. The 3rd quarter's been scoreless. I think the Huskies scored in the 2nd. I'm not sure. I know we've had at least 2 scoreless quarters. Huskies only up 6-0. This is still very much anyone's game, but if they want to win, they've got to find a way to get out of their own way. Yep, and Huskies are going to kind of run this to the outside of the tackles. Might have lost a yard or 2 there. And the officials are spotting this one. We'll see where they set it down, and I think he gained a yard. 2nd, and we'll call it 2nd and 9. Butterfly, that can't be a very fun defensive call. Oh yeah, there he is. And they're going to throw to the other side of the field. That's number 5, Derek Gentry again. Tried to make some men miss, couldn't quite get it going. And that's the 2nd time Brendan Taylor's missed a wide open slot receiver. I guess that if that is the butterfly defensive call, then the butterfly defense is not a very good one, I'd say. They will say it's enough to pick up the first down, though. 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line. And again, they've got 2 slot receivers wide open. They are asking the Huskies to go that way. I guess they've got a really elaborate defensive call lined up here. And yeah, there's the screen. This is Foster making some men miss. Still on his feet. Reversing field, and now he's got some grass in front of him. 1 man to beat, and he can't beat him. It is going to be enough for a first down. Man, that was a fun play. He got all the way down to, looks like it could be the 5-yard line. Either the 5 or the 15. 1st and 10 for the Huskies. Okay, so I really don't know what the Crusaders are thinking defensively. Foster is uncovered in the slot again. I guess they're wanting to really focus on sending pressure, but it didn't work there either. Keontae Cartledge able to pick up about 5 yards before slipping on the grass. Gets them all the way down to the 10-yard line. It'll set up 2nd down and 3, it looks like. So far, I think between both teams, we've only had 1 red zone touchdown. Every time Every time either of them has gotten to this point, they've turned it over on downs, and maybe not this time. Namaji Foster still on his feet, going for the pylon, and he's into the end zone. The Huskies take their first 2-possession lead of the game. It is 12-0, Upstate in the lead. Great play design there, getting the ball to your playmakers, which is something we talked about a lot in the last game, making sure you just get the ball to your guys in space and let them do the work for you. Foster with some great blocking by the Husky receiving corps, able to get into the end zone and stretch this lead to 12. Looking to make it 14 on this 2-point conversion attempt. And lo and behold, there's a flag. I think this one's against the Crusaders, so I don't believe it'll wipe the touchdown off the board. And yeah, that's going to move the 2-point conversion up a yard, so I think they're in the clear just to sneak this if they want to. I mean, what did you do? I didn't see anything personally. And still trying to get everything sorted out. I think they at least look closer than they were. And Taylor is just going to take this himself, it looks like. No, he's going for the corner of the end zone, and he's got it. The 2-point conversion is successful. And if we got another flag, are you kidding me? Holding against the Huskies. What else? Let's do it again. From 11 yards out this time. That was another really well-designed play, too, to get. I didn't catch the number. I don't think it was Foster that time, but open in the very corner of the end zone. Got the defense focusing on Taylor there, especially from 1 yard out. If the quarterback rolls out of the pocket, you're going to assume that he's taking off. Good play design there, but it is all for naught. 2-point conversion attempt set to be executed from the 11-yard line now.
See that little stool? Fold-up stool, that's what I got. I got a table like this.
Okay, so here we go. 2-point conversion attempt from the 11. This looks like the same play. Yeah, I think it's the exact same one, and Taylor just kind of chucks us out of bounds. But
another flag.
Yeah, ball went over the fence. I don't know that they're going to get that back, but we've got another flag. And this one's going against the Crusaders, because why not? So we'll get another one. From like the 5, I guess. Because whatever it was, it'd be half the distance.
They got the ball back.
Yeah, there it is. It's probably soaked, but, I mean, it's still usable. And so I think that's it. I think the Huskies are just going to give up. And thus ends that saga of failed 2-point conversion attempts. After all that, nothing happens. The score remains 12-0. Huskies up. Crusaders looking for answers as we advance into the closing stages of quarter number 3. Okay, I get it. So this is going to be a personal foul, and they're going to enforce it on the kickoff. So the Huskies are actually going to kick this one from the 50 as opposed to the 35. So if you want to go for an onside kick, now's your chance, because there's really no penalty against you if they are able to recover it. They'd get the ball on, what, the 40 as opposed to the 30 or so. Of course, judging by this formation, I don't think that's on their minds. They're probably just going to get this as far downfield as they can. And it is an onside kick, and it's going to be recovered right around the 40-yard line. Okay, so this is really only the second time I've been in this sort of position where you've got an offense that's sputtering so badly I can't, off the top of my head, really think of anything that would help to get them going. The screen passes have worked for the most part, but sometimes the blocking's there, sometimes it's not, and I think that's going to be the end of the third quarter. It's either that or a timeout, but I mean, The timing is right, and yeah, the referees at least are kind of making motions that imply they're switching ends of the field. Again, no clock up here. We're kind of having to just guesstimate it for the most part. But this does look like a quarter change. So yeah, considering how long they've hung around, this has to be a quarter break. So going into the fourth, Huskies up 12-0. The Crusaders searching for answers. Got to find a way to get something going, but again, I mean, it seems like they've tried just about everything and nothing's worked. At least not with a ton of consistency, other than the screen passes. But again, you can't really count on those to get you up and down the field twice in 15 minutes. And actually didn't change into the fields. I guess that was just a long time out. So we're still in the third quarter. Oh, please don't be doing this again. I don't know if I can bear another hour-long third quarter. Oh boy, make it longer. We got flags. This is probably, you know, the referee's counting. I think he's saying maybe 12 men on the field. And yeah, I think he got him. No, that was just the receiver moving to the other side of the formation. Now they're making some more substitutions. I don't even know what they're doing anymore. Okay, now someone's checking out, so I guess they did get him with 12 men on the field. So 1st and 15. Been a sloppy game by the Crusaders, to say the least. A lot of flags. Wouldn't hesitate to say that they might have had more penalty yards than they've had offensive yards. And is the quarterback under center? Oh, well, he fumbled the snap. He's not going to be under center much longer. And I do think the Crusaders were able to get that one back, but that is probably going to be the last time they try that. Going to be a loss of 2, it looks like. 2nd and 17 coming up. Yeah, I applaud them for trying, but that is an issue you see with a lot of quarterbacks as they come out of high school. They genuinely have never taken snaps from under center and don't exactly know how to do it. So you see those fumbled snaps a lot from inexperienced quarterbacks. It's a very easy fix, but one they tend not to go over a lot in practice. Hence the fumble there. 2nd and 17, it looks like, coming up. Ball is on right around the 30-yard line or so, maybe the 28. And no, he goes under center again, and they send this straight up the middle, and dude's still going! I don't know how he got out of that. He's able to pick up the first down. Helmet flies off. I don't know if it was his or not, but that was a really, really well-earned run.
Another flag.
Yeah, we'll check the marker. Again, I really would have thought that was the fourth quarter coming up, and they're just going to wave this flag off. I think they're going to give him credit for what was a really awesome run. And they're moving this one up. I don't know that it's going to be enough for a first. They're going to say it's a gain of 15. 3rd down and 2 coming up. So, yeah, if they've been going under center, just sneak this. Don't get too fancy with it. No deep safety for the Huskies. I think there are 3 men in the backfield instead of 2. Oh, we got stoppage. Not sure what this is about. I think it's in the back seat. Rain's starting to come down a little bit here. I don't even know that you can see it. Oh yeah, there it is on camera. Just a little drizzle, but still definitely enough to start affecting things on the field again. All right, and we're set to resume play. I don't know what happened. There was some kind of flag against the Crusaders, and what was 3rd and 2 has turned into 3rd and 13. Might have been 3rd and 3, actually, but 3rd and 3 beforehand. Now it's 3rd and 13, but, man, that is a huge blow. I mean, 3rd and 2 is one of the most manageable downs they've had all game. And, yeah, they're in the I formation here, but do they have 12 men, or the offensive linemen just split out really wide? And I Did they run a quarterback sneak on 3rd and 13? Either that or they fumbled the snap or gave it to the fullback and another flag. Are you kidding me? What could they have possibly done wrong? Amen. And people are clapping. At least one official is backing up now. Everybody's kind of moving upfield at this point. They've reset the marker back to first. No, it's still on 3. So it was a 10-yard penalty against the Huskies, whatever it was. And somehow it has turned into 3rd and 1. Okay. So here we go. Crusaders still in the huddle. That is the tiniest umbrella I've ever seen. Is that the only one we've got? Yeah, got to rotate a little bit. The little Velcro strap was hanging in frame. 3rd down and 1. Rain coming down. That probably factored into the decision to go under center a bit. And the quarterback has still got the ball. He's looking to throw, but now he's moving backwards. He's just going to chuck this thing up, and it'll be intercepted by the Huskies. The 3rd interception from scrimmage thrown by the Crusaders. Man, that one stings. It was 4th down and 1, but still, they didn't have to throw the ball. All they had to do was, sneak it, maybe go back in the shotgun, run a quarterback sweep or a quarterback blast. Instead, they get fancy. Might have been looking for the kill shot, or not the kill shot since they're down by 2 possessions, but might have been looking for a play-action touchdown, and it bites them, and it bites them bad. Still in the third quarter, excuse me, yeah. Ball's going to be spotted on the 27-yard line. The Huskies are going to take over from there. It'll be 1st down. Things getting a little chilly out here. Brendan Taylor and the Husky offense. Oh, and it's a low snap, and we got more whistles because I didn't even see him throw a flag. That's a false start against the Huskies. It'll be 1st and 15 from the 22.
What did they get me?
Huskies are up 12-0.
Huh?
The Huskies are up 12-0.
12 to nothing.
Yeah. We got some jawing going on down there in the trenches. I cannot believe this is taking them that long. It was a false start. Okay, so now it's 1st and 15, I guess. Oh no. So I think the argument here is that the Huskies are saying they shouldn't have been flagged for a false start because the Crusaders broke the huddle with 12 men. I didn't even see a defensive huddle for them to break with 12 men, but that's what they're saying. That's what they're saying. That's what they're saying has happened. And I mean, they are. Oh boy, and we're still not out of the third quarter. Been recording this one for 38 minutes now. I think we are in for another marathon, folks.
But there was, isn't that when the guy got hurt?
Yeah, but I mean, I didn't count that into the hour and 15 minutes. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what happened. I think my only guess is that at some point with like 2 minutes left in the third, they accidentally reset the clock back to 15 and said it was still the third quarter. I mean, that was a 5-quarter game. They played 5 quarters. Yeah. Okay, so after our... Oh my God. Okay, I was just ready for play. We're good. We're good. And Taylor's going to keep this one. He's got the edge, and no, he's looking to throw. Oh, makes the man miss. What a move. Moving forward, and Oh, man, they're going to say they got Taylor in with a late hit. He slid down, and a Crusader hit him. I didn't really see the tail end of that one to know if it was dirty or not, but they threw it. So a late hit. There's going to be a personal foul tacked on to probably a 10-yard run by Taylor. They're going to call it 2nd and 6.
Once they slide, that's a surrender.
Yeah. So it'll be 2nd and 6 from 40, and then they'll move it up 15 more. So it'll be 1st down and 10 from the 45-yard line of the Crusaders when they get all this sorted out. And yeah, they're moving it up. So, oh man, that is a crushing blow. Even though we are still somewhere in the midst of the 3rd quarter, if the Huskies are able to score here, that is going to be a crushing blow for this Crusaders team. I mean, they have not found a way to muster up any momentum offensively. They've got to find a way to come up with a stop here, and if they can't, they're going to be in an even deeper hole than they already are. Down by 12, but it feels like they're down by 1,200 almost. 1st down and 10 from the 45. And they're going to hand this one off to Keontae Cartledge, and he's got the edge, or he had it for a moment. Gain of 7 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 3. Receiver had that one blocked for a second, and then it was just a really good job of the DB to get off of the block and forced Keontae out to the outside of the field, made that shoestring tackle. And could this be the end of the 3rd quarter? We've got some kind of stoppage. I don't know if it was a timeout or not. And it's not going to be 2nd and 3, it's going to be 2nd and 6. I guess I misjudged the depth on that one. The Crusaders still none too pleased with that personal foul call. That one against their defense after that Brendan Taylor slide. Someone hit him as he was going down. Again, I personally didn't see it. I've heard it was late. And the Huskies are breaking the huddle. Still not swapping sides of the field, so I guess we're still in the midst of the 3rd quarter. Or no, we are swapping sides. We are into the 4th. All right, so 2nd and 6. Ball is just past midfield on the 44-yard line. All right, so, they fake the run, and they're going to swing it out to, I think that's Azure Daniels, who's got a lot of running room, and he's still on his feet. Can he get there? And he's into the end zone for the Husky touchdown. And that is Eric Rice, not Azure Daniels, excuse me. We've got a flag down, but this was well after the catch and run. Man, tension's brewing already on the first play of the 4th quarter. First touchdown pass of the game by Brendan Taylor, I believe. And we'll see how the referees saw this one.
You know what started that? They left that slot uncovered again.
Yeah.
They finally told somebody throw it to him and let the other guy block.
So a 44-yard catch and run by Eric Rice if this play stands. If not, again, I'm not totally sure where this will end up because the flag was thrown well after the ball was caught. Okay, they're picking one up, picking 2 up, and they're administering 1 penalty. Not even the umpire can decide who this one is against. And And we've got an audience member offering her glasses to the referee. She's really adamant about them taking it too. Yeah, bifocals and all. I mean, I really don't even know what the penalty was for. Okay, they're saying some kind of illegal block? Okay, if I'm not mistaken, I think there were 3 separate personal fouls on that one, and they all offset. 2nd down and 6 from the 44, I guess. I'm really not sure. We gotta bring the referees a microphone next time or something. This has been quite a mess. And they still can't get this one figured out. And now we got a timeout on the field, so I'm running out of things to say. I'm just going to mute the mic and be back in 30 seconds. I got to get my head cleared. All right, and we're back, and I just want to remind you, we are 1 play into the 4th quarter. 2nd and 6, and the Huskies are just going to keep it simple and hand this one off. And looks like the referees are not going to find a way to throw a flag on that one. It'll stand as a gain of 3. 3rd down and 3 coming up for the Huskies. And at this point, I imagine this is probably where the Huskies want to start looking into slowing things down offensively, breaking the huddle after a little bit longer than they have, maybe running the ball a bit more, staying inside those hash marks and letting this clock bleed out a little bit. Let's see what they choose to do. 3 receivers to Taylor's right, 1 on his left. When they've come out in this set, they've usually gone to the weak side of the field. I think that's Gentry on the far end. And a low snap, and Taylor's under a lot of heat, and somehow he escapes. What a play! And he still won't get back to the line of scrimmage, but that was quite a show put on in the backfield. Will stand as a loss of yardage. Did a good job of getting himself back in the play. I think it's only going to be 4th and 4. So a really, really nice spin move in the backfield. He does lose a yard, but that was a lot of fun. Rain continues to come down as the Huskies stare down 4th and 4. Let's see what they've got drawn up. Formation is the same, 3 receivers to Taylor's left, or to his right, excuse me. All right, and they fake the screen, and oh man. I'll try to get a number there. That was number 14. Jabari Dendy was wide open. That was a beautifully executed shoulder fake by Brendan Taylor, and then he just, I mean, yeah, 14 was wide open there. It was a great hole shot right between the corner and the safety. Corner bit on the screen. Safety was already bailing out towards the end zone. He was open, and Taylor just didn't set his feet. The ball was well short of Dendy, and instead of an easy touchdown, it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Crusaders. Turnover, yet another turnover, I should say. Ball is on the 41-yard line, the Crusaders are going to look to get something going. They haven't had much.
Neither team's had a punt.
Yeah. We can look at it that way. 0 punt. Or no, we had 1 punt, and it went for negative 20 yards. Nobody's punted in this half, we'll say. Okay, okay, so we've got yet another quarterback. This is the 4th one they've had take a snap. Number 14 is the one they've been putting under center. He hands it off. It's an I-form run for a gain of about 4 yards, it looks like. 2nd and 6 coming up. Yeah, that's the... Let me count them off here. Number 0 started the game. Then they put in 13. Then 2 took 1 snap, got hammered, and he hasn't played quarterback since. I think he's in at receiver now, and now 14. So 4 different quarterbacks for the Crusaders. We'll see if 14 can get anything going. Here we go. Oh, that was some illegal motion on the fullback, and they're not going to call that. Now we've got another flag for something. Yeah. As it stands, I think it was a gain of 2, but the fullback was moving before the ball was snapped. So that's going to be an illegal motion penalty, but they threw it after the snap as he was running, so I don't know what this is for. It does look to be going against the Crusaders. And whatever it was, they're moving it backwards. It's going to be a 10-yard penalty, so yeah, some kind of holding call against the Crusaders. 2nd and 6 becomes 2nd and 16. Still sticking to that I set, though. Again, it's been more consistent than anything they've run so far. 3 receivers in the formation, no tight ends this time. And they're just going to pitch it out to the running back, and he's going nowhere. Might have picked up a yard or 2. It's going to be 3rd down and 14 coming up for the Crusaders. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing we can do about it now, but for next time, definitely. Like, just take the one at Donnie and Brenda's pool. All right, so quarterback number 14 is in the shotgun now. 4 receivers out in the set, and he's going to sling that one. And that one is high and caught, man! Yeah, I thought that one was way over everyone's head. And it's going to be a gain of... We're still moving this one up. I think it's going to be... I think it'll set up 4th down and 1. Gain of 13 on the play if it's not a first. Yeah, 4th down and 1 coming up. So number 14 finally able to get a completion in for the Crusaders. This drive looking pretty good so far. Again, the clock will continue to roll, though. That was caught in bounds, and the Crusaders don't look to be in any sort of hurry. So you have to wonder when time is going to start to become a factor here. 4 receivers set for the Crusaders. They're going to stick with what works, I suppose. Trying to throw a slant, and this one is broken up. 14's passes definitely don't have a lot of heat on them, but they're accurate, which is more than what can be said for a lot of the passes we've seen the Crusaders throw so far, and I think the Huskies called a timeout there. Or wait a second, no, that was a turnover on downs, wasn't it? So, yeah, I had lost track of downs there. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Huskies. And out comes Brendan Taylor and the Husky offense. Indeed, it's a turnover on downs, and the Huskies are going to take over right at midfield on the 49-yard line, it looks like. And it's a low snap, handed off to Keontae Cartledge, and he is not going anywhere on that one. tried to get the edge and didn't quite have the speed. It's going to be a loss of 3. Second down and 13, or second and 14 it looks like, coming up for the Huskies. And now you can see them kind of taking their time a little bit here. There are some officials hanging around, so I don't know if this is 100% intentional. The coaches may be discussing something, but they do. Oh man, slot's open again. Slot is open again. Okay, now they adjust. And this is a wildcat snap to Cartledge. Oh man, and the ball's loose, and it's picked up by the Huskies, and he's gone! What a way to score! Touchdown, Upstate! That's Derek Gentry finally getting into the end zone. It's been tough sledding for him all night, and he's finally able to notch 6 in the most unconventional of ways. A wildcat snap to Keontae Cartledge. He gets into the open field, is hit hard, fumbles the ball, and then Gentry is in the right place at the right time and scoops that one up for a scoop and score of his own and puts the Huskies up 18-0 over the Greensboro Crusaders. Huskies are going to go for 2 here to try to make it 20-0. So here we go. They're going to run this one straight up the middle, and that was really, really close, and they say no. I think that was, not sure who was carrying the ball there, but they got about as close as you can get. Danny Cash is calling. Alrighty, so not sure how much longer we've got in this one. We are somewhere in the 4th quarter. Huskies are up by 3 possessions. And the Crusaders, I mean, it's definitely a tall order to come back at this point. They have had a miserable day on offense. Just nothing has been working. And when one thing has started to work, the Huskies have adjusted and closed it up as quickly as it started. The rain continues to pick up here. Kickoff pending. This is Keith Adams Hunter looking to send it deep. Crusaders have 2 returners, number 11 and number 10. This is actually, oh, and did they try an onside kick? Man, they about got it too. That was a gutsy move, and I'm sure one that the Crusaders are going to be none too happy with. Things are tested enough on the sidelines already. But the Crusaders are able to recover that one, so the fallout isn't quite as bad as it would have been. They're going to take over at around the 50-yard line. We'll get the official spot here in a moment. And the ball is going to be at the Husky 49-yard line on the left hash. So good starting field position for the Crusaders. We'll see if they can finally put some points on the board on the arm of number 14, who had a pretty good looking pass on 3rd and 13 and then came up a little short on 4th and 1 on their last drive.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah. Okay. All right, well, I appreciate you letting me know, and I'll be praying for you.
And we've got a stoppage of play. Timeout is taken. Didn't see if it was Greensboro or Upstate. We'll be back in a moment.
My boss, that guy I've been working with in the hospital.
Oh, dang.
It's not like the virus related. It's something.
And both teams break the huddle. Ball is still at the 49-yard line. Or actually, it looks like they moved it back to the 50. 1st and 10 for the Crusaders when everyone gets set. And they're going to motion a receiver across the formation. Oh, no, they're just subbing out. Okay, now they're set, looks like. Is there anyone in the backfield? Nope, they've only got 10 men on the field, so they got to bring someone back on, but they're not going to have time to do that. Delay a game penalty is probably coming any second now. All right, so now they've got 11. I think they're just going to let them go. Oh, my. Man, they were just about to snap it. Oh, and it's a false start against the offense. So a substitution error really bites the Crusaders there. It's going to be 1st down and 15 from the Crusader 45. And you can just hear the frustration coming from that Greensboro sideline. I'd be frustrated too after that. 1st and 15, same formation, probably the same play they had called. And 14 is going to go with a shoulder fake, and now he's taking off. He's got some wheels. And he is able to pick up some yardage. Don't know if it's... I think he's going to be just short of the 1st down. It'll be 2nd and 1, it looks like. It's 18-0 Huskies. And yeah, 2nd and 1 coming up for the Crusaders. See if they can get anything going here. But we're not sure. All right, and 4 receiver set here for the Crusaders. And they're going to throw on 2nd and 1. And they got an open man, and it's caught for the 1st down. Yep, still running that slant flat concept again, and it was executed quite well there. Ball's going to move out to around the 35, it looks like. And for the first time this game, really, the Crusaders have a nice little drive going. All right, and the call on the field is 6 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the game. And they're going to swing this out to their running back. We got a flag down. And the runner is stopped after a gain of probably 4 or so. I'm going to try to start keeping time myself just so we can have a little bit better of an idea regarding where we are in the game. 6 minutes and 30 seconds was the call a moment ago, and I'm not sure what that penalty was, but it's going to be a 15-yard personal foul and move it all the way down. Man, they're still going. All the way down to the 15-yard line. And we got more flags right as they were getting ready to snap that one. And now they're moving it backward, 1st and 15. All right, so still with that 4 receiver set, 2 men on either side. 14 alone in the backfield with number 1, but now number 1 goes up to pass block. And 14, this one is going to be incomplete. 4 seconds come off there. I've got it at 6:16 right now. 2nd and 15 coming up for the Crusaders. Ball is on the 22-yard line, it looks like. Now with the clock stopped, the Crusaders do have a chance to huddle up here, get a couple of plays straightened out. Again, down 3 possessions with 6 minutes left. You might want to look into calling 2 or 3 here. And there comes 14 to deliver the play. .6:16 left in the ball game. Still the same formation, exactly what they ran last time. All right, and it's a low snap. 14 brings it in, and he's under a lot of duress. Going to throw it up for grabs, and it falls out of bounds right around the sticks. Yeah, they're. It looked like grounding, but I think they're going to say.
That's the one flag you're not going to.
Yeah. So 3rd and 15, it looks like. Probably could have been called intentional grounding. They're not. So here we go. 3rd down and 15. Ball is on the 22-yard line. And this pass is caught for a touchdown! Finally able to get some momentum going. That was a really nice throw there by number 14. I mean, just straight up the seam. DB was playing kind of lax, looking back at the quarterback. I mean, dude just ran right by him. So score is cut to 18-6. They're going to have to go for 2 here. And then we'll see an onside kick after that. So here is the 2-point conversion attempt. And 14, I think he was going to try to pitch it, but no one was there, and he is sacked. So the score will remain 18-6. 0 successful 2-point conversion attempts in this game. And kickoff coming up in just a few moments. My clock is at 6 minutes and 4 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. Now, I do think the Crusaders have used at least 2 of their timeouts. I mean, a comeback isn't out of reach if they can force some incompletions, but it's definitely a tall order. And if the Huskies are able to put anything together on their next drive, it's probably going to be the nail in the coffin. Both teams with a chance to kind of catch their breath as we prepare for this kickoff. Rain is coming down a lot more steadily now. Definitely gone from a drizzle to a shower, I'd say. Kickoff looming. Number 11 ready to send this one deep for the Crusaders. And they didn't have enough men on the field. I think I got it now. Yep, that's 11. And that was, oh my goodness. Wow. Okay, that onside kick went 3 yards. So it is unsuccessful. The Huskies will take over at the 43-yard line. Not the most well-executed onside kick I've seen. So the Huskies with a really short field to work with and some clock to kill. Again, if they can, especially with the rain starting to come down a little bit more, I imagine their focus is going to kind of shift from, okay, let's score and build this lead some, to let's get out of here before the conditions really do start getting dicey and offense and defense become harder than they already are because of the field conditions. We think there are 6 minutes and 4 seconds left in the game. That's what I've got on my clock. All right, and the offense heading back out onto the field for what could be their last possession of the game. If they really start milking the clock, they'll probably get one more. And Taylor is going to take the direct snap, and he's off to the races. Clock will wind after a gain of 7. It'll bring up 2nd down and 3. Ticking below 5 minutes now. They'll have around, Huskies looking to make some substitutions here, or at least moving some people around the formation. So more time coming off that clock. Will be below 5:30 when they snap this one. Ball is on right around the 30-yard line, if not the 29. 3 receivers to Taylor's left heading into the near end zone. And Taylor's just going to take off again. Now he's got some running room. And good awareness staying in bounds. Wait, now he's going to reverse field. I don't know how he's still up. Oh, man, and he got hammered on that one. And it'll be interesting to see where they spot him. It's going to be enough for a 1st down. And moreover, the clock is going to continue to wind. That might be the most time I've ever seen come off on one play that wasn't a lateral. The Huskies are able to move the ball all the way down to the 25. We're below 5 minutes now. Still going strong in this one. All right, and this is going to be a jet sweep to, I can't get a number quite yet, but he is really moving some people. That is Keontae Cartledge, split out as a receiver, and then got him on the jet sweep. Now we got a fight. So clock will stop with 4:17 left as they get this sorted out. Oh man, they are going at it down there. Yeah, we got trainers running it out onto the field.
It's called extracurricular
Activities. Yeah.
They don't call them fights.
And this one looks to have been resolved reasonably quickly, at least. So hopefully we'll get back to game action before long. I think the referees are trying to sort out who started it. You know, a little he said, she said sort of stuff. Oh boy, yeah, put the flag down, dude. Yeah, one of the Huskies players actually picked up a flag and started waving it around, and that would only serve to extend the game even more. Oh my. And you know, as weird as it is to say this, I think all of this is going to make the Huskies even more likely to go for the end zone. Just to try to score out a spite or something. I've got 4:17 left on the clock. Not totally sure if that's the case on the field. We're still looking to get this one sorted out. So who would have guessed? We've got offsetting personal fouls. Absolutely nothing is going to happen as a result of that altercation near the Huskies sideline. Ball is on the 25-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 10 whenever we get back to action. And you can hear the fans getting antsy. I mean, you can see it on the camera. The rain is really coming down. We've got a tent. Everybody else has one tree, really. Everybody here is huddled up under this one tree. I mean, at this point, everybody's main priority is getting out of here, unless they're on the field. 4 minutes and 17 seconds left, somewhere around there at least. Brendan Taylor and the Husky offense. Oh, actually, it's not first down. It's 2nd down and 1 from the 16. So the Huskies now in the red zone. And the Huskies making a couple of adjustments. Empty backfield here for Taylor. He's got 5 receivers out in the formation, and he's looking to throw, going for the end zone. Man is open, and he couldn't get his feet down. Man, that was an incomplete pass. I saw it. He didn't get his feet in. What an effort, though. And I mean, I can't believe he was uncovered like that. I know you can't see the look on my face, but it sums everything up quite well, I imagine. 4:13 left in this one.
Closer. It was close. It was a nice kick.
Yeah. Okay, so it's going to be 3rd down and 1 now. The Huskies do anything other than... Oh, man, they called a timeout. We are still going, boys. Is it, I mean, I'd really be surprised they do anything other than run it up the middle here. Yeah, there were a couple splotches on the camera. Don't think I do.
Maybe if I touch it, I'll make it worse.
4 minutes and 13 seconds left in what is probably going to end up being the hypothermia bowl if we don't get out of here soon. Because, I mean, like, you know, we got a tent. We're dry. These guys are out on the field. They've been out there for 3 hours. It's cold. It's raining. It's wet. Somebody's going to get sick. 3rd and 1 from the 16-yard line. The Huskies, I think, trying to run up the score a little bit here based on the tensions that have brewed. They're going to run this up the middle, and they're breaking it to the outside. This is Keontae Cartledge headed for the end zone. And if he had a pylon, I think he would have hit it. Instead, they're going to call him out at the 1. It'll be 1st and goal from the 1-yard line coming up here in a moment. And, yeah, they're going to spot him at around the 3, actually. And I think the referees are rolling the clock. Cartledge definitely went out of bounds on that one, and then they blew the whistle, and he looked at his watch, so I think they're... could be. All right, and that is into the end zone for a touchdown. Oh, wait. No, are they saying... Okay, a lot to unpack here. It looked to me like the runner was across the plane before he fumbled the ball. And moreover, it looked like the ground caused the fumble if you want to get into that rabbit hole. But then there was an immediate recovery by the Crusaders, and their guy took off down the sideline. Now, to my knowledge, you can't advance a fumble anyway, so it'd be a touchback, and the Crusaders would take over at the 20-yard line, but, I mean, it really looked to me like he scored. It looked like the ball was across the plane, but I think they're going to call this in favor of the Crusaders. Not going to put anything up on the scoreboard until we have confirmation, but the offense looks to be coming off of the field for the Huskies. Yeah, I mean, I personally think it was a touchdown, but at this point in the game and at this point in the emotional aspect of everything, I think it's in their best interest to call this a fumble, just for the sake of everyone's sanity at this point. Again, I mean, this game has not been as close as 18-6 would imply. For the most part, the Huskies have controlled it, and it's been a very, very, very contested game. Both of these teams, I mean, they have been fighting tooth and nail. A lot of aggression out there. Both sides really fired up. We still got about 4 minutes left in this one, and I don't know, if I was officiating, priority number one would just be getting everybody out of here in one piece. Okay, so somehow or another, they decided that wasn't a touchback and that he advanced it to the 1-yard line and then got pushed out of bounds or something. So I'm really not sure how much time we got left now. I haven't been keeping track. I'm going to call it 4 minutes just as a placeholder, and we got another stoppage of play because why not? Timeout called by the Crusaders. Alrighty, back in 30 seconds. All right, so we're back. Ball's on the 1-yard line. If you can't tell, I'm kind of out of things to say. I imagine both teams are out of original plays to run. They've probably run everything in their playbook 2 times over by now. I mean, this has gone on for a while. Not 100% sure of the time on the field. I've got it at 4 minutes just as kind of a placeholder. And 14's going to take the snap from his own end zone. Got all day to throw, but now he's going to have to roll out. Dumps it off to his running back, who's got some room. And he is headed downfield, going to be knocked down around the 20-yard line, it looks like. And now the Crusaders moving quickly. I'm not sure if they stopped the clock to set the chains in this league, so, oh yeah, they do. So my clock's already obsolete. 1st and 10 for the Crusaders coming up here. Yeah, now they're huddling up. Yeah. They had time to throw. That's the key. When you have time to throw, you're good to go.
By the way, they scrambled and waited till the guy came up.
Mm-hmm.
Hoping his man up.
And he's going to swing it out to his running back again, and nothing happening here. Right into the mud puddle. So it's going to stand as a loss of 2. 2nd and 12 coming up.
This is football every day.
Mm-hmm. So 14's got another clean pocket. The Huskies only rushed 3, and this is the 3rd straight catch for that running back, and man, he's getting hammered. Gain of maybe 5 on that one. It'll set up 3rd and long. We'll see how long here in a second. Oh, wait, are they saying it's an incomplete pass? Yeah, umpire's doing, back judge is doing something. Really not sure what happened there. Surely not. I mean, again, it ended so abruptly. But I mean, people are taking their helmets off. Yeah, I guess that is it. Maybe they called it because of the weather or something. Yeah, chain gang's down, so I guess that wraps it up. An interesting game to say the least, and some interesting weather, but at the end of the day, a win is a win. Huskies moved to 3-0 on the year after an 18-6 victory over the Greensboro Crusaders. We will catch you next time. I'm not 100% sure of when the Huskies' next home game is, but we'll do what we can to be there and keep you posted. Check out the Huskies Facebook page for further updates. Signing off, I am Luke Ruff. We'll see you next time.